Government to reintroduce laptop program in time for September. Children's Life Fund to be expanded. No more demerit point system as new government trashes this program. And PNM Tobago opens nominations for THA elections due at the end of 2025. Good evening. I'm Kristen Salandi. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Friday, 9th of May, 2025. To our top story. In a major education update following the first post-cabinet briefing, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has announced the return of the free laptop program, a hallmark initiative of the People's Partnership government from 2010 to 2015. This program, which previously provided laptops to all Form 1 students, is now set to be reintroduced by September 2025.
And as you know, close to my heart, when school opens in September, we will have your laptops for the children entering secondary school.
Tasked with overseeing this rollout is newly appointed Minister of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlath, a veteran educator and former principal of Naparima College. Dr. Dowlath says this initiative aligns with his goal of creating a more child-centered learning environment where technology plays a key role in education delivery.
You know, during the campaign, when I talk, and even before, sometimes I go places and it so warms my heart, and I'm so proud of what we did in the 2010 to 15 period. People come and say, whatever they call me, anti-cams, whatever they call me, you know you gave me a laptop? Look, I still have it. I'm still using it. It's still functioning. One guy told me, he said, listen, I still have it, and I'm using it at university. That was one of the best programs. Could you imagine we had that during COVID? We will bring those laptops back. So, Minister of Education, you have, where is he? Just looked at all that. You have your job cut out. I want those laptops in time for the September school reopening.
In a 2014 report to the Senate, the then Minister of Education, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, announced that 92,000 laptops had been distributed to students from Form 1 to 5 at a cost of about $253 million. While a 2023 press release, the former Minister of Education, Dr. Nyan Gatsby Dolly, reported that from 2020 to 2023, 71,000 laptops had been distributed to students who met the means test criteria. With digital transformation high on the education agenda, all eyes are now on the Ministry of Education to ensure the successful delivery of the laptop program by the start of the next academic year. In her first post-cabinet media briefing, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar announced a major policy shift aimed at expanding the scope of the Children's Life Fund, one of her administration's hallmark initiatives from 2010.
Afternoon. Standing before the media yesterday afternoon, Persad-Bissessar revealed that the first cabinet note approved under her new government mirrors the first one she introduced 15 years ago.
In 2010, the first cabinet note from the Office of the Prime Minister, when I was Prime Minister, was to establish a Children's Life Fund, so that those who had life-threatening diseases can get assistance from the state for making sure that they stayed alive.
Fast forward to 2025, and the fund is once again taking center stage. The Prime Minister stated that Cabinet Number 1 note is to allow for the Children's Life Fund to be statute.
So today, Cabinet Note Number 1, 2025, is to allow for amendments to be made to the Children's Life Fund statute.
According to Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the amendments are designed to ensure the fund is more inclusive and better utilized, while the original mandate focused solely on children with life-limited medical conditions as well.
But a review has revealed there are certain areas which require reform to ensure that fund is better utilized to help children suffering from life-limiting medical illnesses.
Pasal Bisasa said the amendment legislation will allow the Children's Life Fund to support not only children with life-threatening illnesses, but also those with life-limited medical conditions, ensuring broader access to state-funded health care.
So when we started it in the first instance, it was for those with life-threatening illnesses. We have now approved an amendment for a bill to be laid in the Parliament at its first sitting to include children suffering from life-threatening illnesses and for children suffering from life-limited medical illnesses.
As the reopening of Parliament prepares to sit, all eyes will be on how soon these promised reforms become reality. Kimberly Mitchell, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Tobago Police Service conducted a search operation at the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board headquarters in Couva on May 8, 2025. Coordinated by DCP Suzette Martin and led by the Special Investigations Unit, officers executed a search warrant and seized a large volume of documents believed to be linked to alleged fraud. Investigations are ongoing. We'll take a break and come back with more news. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
Well, I want a proper window for me house, yeah? I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but the children, cousin Tofina tell me, for call all you go get proper thing for put there, me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me pick me them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Trace Springer down by the place down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products, it's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward Boy and Edward people, them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Trace Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Coconut scarf Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Thanks for staying with us. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has assured the nation that her administration is actively exploring how best to compensate the victims of the 2022 Paria diving tragedy. However, she acknowledged that the process is legally complex and must be handled with care.
Speaking at a post-cabinet media briefing yesterday, the Prime Minister said the government is committed to ensuring the families of the 4 divers who died and lone survivor Christopher Budram receive compensation, but stressed that legal issues must be resolved first.
Yes, the compensation, that one is a little more complicated because there are 2 stages in that process, and I've already shared with my team, we want to be careful how we proceed with it, because there may be an appearance of a conflict of interest, given that the lawyers involved for the divers, the one who's alive, and the survivor one, and then the others where the person was actually died.
The Prime Minister also revealed that former Energy Minister Stuart Young had pledged a $1 million payment to the victims' families before the last general election, but that payment was never made. Her government is now trying to determine if that pledge was meant to be a final settlement or the first step in ongoing compensation.
So with respect to the surviving diver, I know the former Minister, Prime Minister, Energy, Prime Minister Stuart Young promised us $1 million and so on. We are looking at it to see how best we can do it.
One possible solution, she suggested, is to bring the matter before a judge to help mediate and settle the compensation dispute. This, she said, could prevent drawn-out legal wrangling where one side says $5 million, the other side says $1 million.
Having the parties come together before a court, a judicial officer, rather than the 2 lawyers sitting there and say, he says he wants $5 million, and this side saying $1 million.
The Prime Minister underlined that the matter is now in hands of the state's legal advisors and noted that additional complications could arise depending on who is determined to be legally responsible for the payment. Despite the challenges, Persad-Bissessar gave a firm commitment, quote, "We will help those families as much as we can," end quote. Kimberly Mitchell, Tobago Updates, Television News.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is taking steps to strengthen laws that protect citizens in their homes and communities. During its first cabinet meeting on May 8th, the government announced the formation of 2 special committees to review and propose new legislation on self-defense and home invasions. According to Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, one committee will focus on the Stand Your Ground laws, which would give people greater legal protection if they use force to defend themselves on their property from criminals.
We have already dealt with the issue of introducing Stand Your Ground and home invasion laws. We will be reviewing shortly firearm license laws. Remember, we've said we will consider giving legal firearms to law-abiding citizens.
The second committee will look specifically at home invasions. Their job is to help draft new laws that would increase penalties and improve legal responses to people who break into homes, especially while residents are inside. The move comes amid growing public concerns about crime and personal safety. In a statement, the Office of the Prime Minister said these steps are part of the government's effort to ensure that the legal system supports citizens' right to protect themselves while holding criminals fully accountable. More details are expected once the committees complete their reviews and submit recommendations to Cabinet. In Tobago political news, the People's National Movement Tobago Council has officially opened nominations for prospective candidates ahead of the highly anticipated Tobago House of Assembly elections. This move signals the PNM's early preparations to regain political ground as Tobago gears up for what promises to be a fiercely contested election. The nomination window closes on May 28th. And invites fresh faces as well as experienced contenders to step forward under the PNM banner. Meanwhile, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, political leader of the Tobago People's Party, riding high after a strong showing in the national general elections, was asked whether a snap THA election could be called to capitalize on the party's momentum.
Well, the decision to hold an early election cannot be mine. Because the Tobago House of Assembly, unlike the central government, the Chief Secretary does not have the powers to dissolve the House. The Tobago House of Assembly has practically a fixed date system where the House dissolves for itself on its anniversary, on its 4th anniversary. And thereafter, there is the 35 to 90 days window during which election can be called. If the House has to be dissolved before time, then the House must meet, debate the matter, and members must agree to dissolve the House before time. So I cannot make that decision on my own.
He explained that only a majority vote in the House can trigger an early election. The current THA anniversary is December 2025, 4 years after the last THA election. And the TPP holds 14 of the 15 elected seats. All eyes remain on the THA as Tobago's political climate begins to warm up. You're watching the Tobago Updates television news. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Roll.
pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Centre has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Welcome back. In another major policy shift, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has announced that her administration will scrap the demerit point system for traffic violations. This system was introduced in May 2020 by the former People's National Movement government. The demerit point system, which was introduced and enforced under the Ministry of Works and Transport through the Licensing Authority, was designed to discourage reckless driving. Accumulating 10 to 14 points within 3 years could lead to a 6-month license suspension, with harsher penalties for more points. But during yesterday's post-cabinet briefing, Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar said the system will be scrapped entirely, calling it overly punitive and ineffective in its current form. However, until the law is officially repealed, TTPS Road Safety Coordinator PC Brent Batson urges drivers to continue obeying traffic laws or face penalties under the existing regulation. The weather report is up next.
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Road,
And to our weather report. This is what the TNT Met Office says you can expect from the weather tonight and into the weekend. Tonight, fair to partly cloudy with scattered showers in a few areas and the low chance of an odd thunderstorm. Temperatures will drop to 24 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, variable, cloudy and breezy with showers favoring the early morning period. Temperatures will reach a high of 31 degrees Celsius and a low of 25 degrees Celsius. Sunday, a generally fair day with mild haze, despite the chance of a few partly cloudy spells, at times accompanied by spotty showers. Sunday's temperatures will be 32 degrees Celsius during the day and 25 degrees Celsius at night. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines. Government to reintroduce laptop program in time for September. Children's Life Fund to be expanded. No more demerit point system as new government trashes this program. And PNM Tobago opens nominations for THA elections due at the end of 2025. I am Kristen Salandi. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great night.